Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our webinar. Today's webinar is titled Remote Learning with WeVideo, and I am Nathan. I have a couple of my friends with me today. I have Emily from the product team. Hey, Emily.
Hey, Nathan. Hi, everyone.
Also, we have Andrew from our customer support team. Hey, Andrew.
Hey.
And just want to welcome all of you to the webinar today. We have an hour of an action-packed, a lot of ideas, a lot of fun concepts to share with you. And we are just really excited about all the new educators that have joined our community. And we hope to share some new ideas with you, but also those who have been a part of our community for a while now, maybe some new inspiring ideas for you to use for remote learning.
Yeah, Nathan, I've been really excited for this webinar. We've been really keeping our ear to the ground, seeing what all our educators are doing out there and getting inspired by what they've been doing with remote learning. And we have a lot of great ideas to share with you today.
Excellent. And you know, Emily, our vision here at WeVideo hasn't really changed, but obviously what has changed is the context for creativity. Now that we are at home and we are facilitating instruction, teaching and learning from home, now more than ever, we are using our surroundings at home to inspire learning. And using our platform from home is really easy and fun, which is exciting, which makes us kind of in a really good position to really help continue to foster that creativity, that voice, and that empathy to forge deeper learning for all of our students. So let's dive right into our learning objectives today, because every professional development should have our learning targets. So today we are going to explore examples of how students can engage in meaningful learning experiences using WeVideo. We're also going to take a look at the teacher's perspective. So not only do we really love when students use WeVideo to make videos about their surroundings and about their thinking and learning, we also love it and support teachers who are creating instructional videos. And these videos especially are important in times of remote learning, because we want to continue to foster those relationships and foster that learning that had occurred previously until we got into this new kind of uncharted territory of remote learning. We're also going to take a deep dive into the WeVideo platform. And so Andrew and Emily are going to show you some really cool things about the timeline, and also being able to take a look at the dashboard and so forth. So our students, we are so proud of just the many inspiring ways that they have used WeVideo in the past, in the present, and then of course in the future. We've seen kindergartners create book trailers. We've seen middle schoolers create animal projects using video. We've seen high schoolers create a news show, any subject area like math, showing your thinking, to reading, being able to create read alouds. Really, there's video creation is prevalent in any subject and at any grade level, which again makes this tool an effective use of inspiring creativity no matter what you teach, no matter what context you teach in. So the first part of our webinar today, we are going to take a look at the student created videos. So the first video I want to share about is the explainer video. So you might be asking yourself, well, the explainer video sounds pretty self-explanatory, right? And it is exactly like it sounds. It gives the students the opportunity to make a video using the surroundings around them. And so during this time of remote learning, when we don't have really much of a choice on where we're going to go, then we ask students to walk outside in your backyard, or if you don't have a yard, walk into your kitchen and just be inspired by the ideas around you and the thoughts that come to you, and create an explainer video, which is essentially you are explaining a concept, you are reflecting about an activity, and then you're making a video of that. And so I did one you're seeing here. This is one with explaining why we see green. So it's springtime, and when we walk outside, we see a lot more green than we did in the wintertime. And so as a student, I could explain the process of photosynthesis or the function of chlorophyll in plants. So I love using WeVideo to create explainer videos. Now, Emily, I know you've seen a lot of other uses for explainer videos. I'm curious what other examples you've seen.
Yeah, so I've seen some students who use their backyard and do a documentary on the different types of bugs that they find out there. I saw one where one family made compost piles, and so describing the process of decomposition. Um, and I saw one where the student was baking and showing how to bake brownies, but then also showing how to use fractions with the measurements of the ingredients.
I love it. I've heard of this called as opportunity learning or relaxed learning. And what you're describing, Emily, sounds a lot like that. It's stress-free. It's taking everyday moments around you and being able to see the learning that's possible. And so the examples you gave are really great inspirations for explainer videos. Let's take a look at another student-created example. And the next example I want to share about is a book trailer. Now, a book trailer is essentially a movie trailer that is created based on a book that you're reading, or maybe a book that you want to read or one that you've read before. And book trailers are a lot of fun because it goes beyond the traditional take a test after you read a book, or it goes beyond the share the main idea and supporting details of a chapter. It really makes this more of an exciting and creative time because students are able to picture what's happening in the book, and they're able to create a video based on the picture that they have in their mind. And with our platform, there are so many opportunities, so many possibilities to incorporate visuals and text and audio. And so book trailers, a lot of fun. I've seen principals do it. Emily, I've seen teachers do it. Really, it's an exciting way to foster the love of reading.
Yeah, and I've seen kindergarteners, first graders do it, so it's really cool to see this type of video being created by a broad spectrum of people. I had a chance to watch the full version of this video, and I was
Oh, yeah.
really, yeah, I was blown away by it. The music and the content. I'm curious if you know how all this content came together.
Well, I wish I could say that I had all the amazing camera equipment to film that and the actors and, and access to all the music. And I actually kind of do through the WeVideo platform. So uh, with the school license that you have, that all educators have right now, you can get access to 1 million assets inside of the WeVideo editor. So that means all the video stock footage that you're seeing, the audio that sounds basically like a movie trailer you'd see on Netflix or Hulu or Amazon Prime or wherever, or at the movies. Really professional, high quality videos and music there. So I had a lot of fun doing it too, just because I felt like I was a movie producer and felt like I was creating something really creative and that millions of people would watch. So who knows? We'll see if that happens. Well, let's talk about our virtual field trips because especially during this time where we have to stay at home and maybe our spring breaks are canceled, maybe our summer plans have changed, we really want to ensure that students have the opportunity to still experience new places. And you think during this time, there's no way that could happen. Well, actually there is. With the virtual field trips, you can travel anywhere. Now, to make a virtual field trip happen, we use one of our friends, our partner apps, Google Earth. And so what you're seeing here is a virtual field trip I created because I love Paris. I love the culture, I love the city. And I thought, how fun would it be to take a virtual field trip to Paris? And so what I did was I opened up Google Earth and then I turned on the screen capture feature of WeVideo, and I was able to capture different places of interest. I was also able to look at the knowledge cards that are embedded inside of Google Earth, and I was able to not only visit my favorite places or new places, I was able to learn at the same time. And the beauty of the virtual field trips is I can capture the journey, make a video of it, I can add audio to it, and I have essentially created my video project of my virtual field trip. And I love, Emily, I love this partnership we have with Google and being able to essentially capture our virtual journeys.
Yeah, me too. I think Google Earth is so cool. And we have a teacher who has a lot of first and second generation students, and she had her students do a field trip to their hometown or their parents' hometown. And for some of the yeah, it's really cool. Some of those students hadn't been home for many years or never saw their parents' hometown. So being able to zoom into that part of the world is really cool. I've also seen some math teachers use Google Earth.
Yes,
So yeah, applications like measuring the distance between school and home. And there was comparing areas of the rooftops with your friends' rooftops, calculating the area. Um, yeah, and it's really nice to use in conjunction with WeVideo because you can screen record what you're showing and also narrate and talk about what you're experiencing.
I love it. I can't wait to see all of the virtual field trips our students go on during this spring. Really exciting. Well, those are just a few ideas of examples that students can really engage with WeVideo. And there are so many more ideas. I'm going to show you at the end of our webinar today some inspiration and a landing page for our new remote learning site on our website that can show you some more ideas for student uses of video. But now we are going to change gears and talk about the teacher perspective. And so these are ideas that teachers can use video for either mini lessons or read alouds, think alouds. We have a couple of new templates that we're really excited about showing off. Our read alouds and morning meeting templates were just released in the past couple of weeks. And we've seen teachers really get excited about reading to their students and connecting with them using the morning meeting template. So let's take a look at some of these teacher uses for video creation. The first example I want to share with you is the read aloud. And what I really love about the read aloud for remote learning is that yes, it is really important for students to hear you read, but with some of the synchronous live versions I've seen, you're only seeing just the teacher read a book and you can't really see the pages. And students, it's really important for them to see the pages of the book. It's really important for them to think about what they're seeing, what they're hearing. And it's really important for the teacher to model how a skilled reader reads a book. And so with the read aloud template, you're able to record yourself reading on the webcam. You're also able to record your screen and maybe you've taken pictures of the book or video of the book previously, and you're able to create a read aloud video that allows students to really engage with the text in a meaningful way. And the example you're showing, you're seeing here is what I did with a read aloud. And Emily, I love this new template that we've created, and I've seen already a lot of wonderful examples of teachers reading to their students.
Yeah, this has been one of our most popular templates, which tells us that there's a lot of read alouds happening out there. And I think what makes these templates so powerful and the read aloud so powerful, I feel like it does two things. It helps students connect with their teachers. I think all of our students are missing their teachers right now.
Yeah.
So being able to see them and connect with them, but then also the element of which I'll show you later in our template, all of these reading prompts and thinking stems that you can put in your video, so it helps students connect with the text even more.
Awesome. I can't wait, Emily. Well, as we talked about, we have our read aloud template and our morning meeting template, and never has the social emotional learning component been so important? As Emily just alluded to, we have just a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknown, a lot of stress and anxiety. And it's really important that we check in on our students, that we focus on mindfulness, and that we continue to do our morning meetings. And you might think, how can I do my morning meeting with my kids if I don't have them maybe in the circle around me or in class with me? And that's where the morning meeting video comes in. And the components of a morning meeting, you have your greeting and you have your message, you have your activity, and you can still do that now with the asynchronous version of this. And what that looks like is that you have your morning meeting template within WeVideo, you record yourself saying hello to your class, and then you decide what activity do I want them to do today at home, and you include that in the morning meeting. And then you can inspire your students to respond back with you either through a text or through the LMS that you're using for your district, or have them create a video response back to you. And it's really important that we ensure that our students' well-being is really being focused on during this time, and it's more important than providing activities or learning opportunities. It's really about checking in, making sure our students are feeling okay about this, and making sure that they know that we are all still here with them through all of this.
Yeah, absolutely, Nathan. When I was in the classroom, the morning was such an important time for me to connect with my students, and I really love this template, being able to still have that touch point with students. And so we'll show you later on how to use this template and create these videos.
Awesome. Excellent. Mini lessons. All right, so we were accustomed to, before remote learning, being able to deliver explicit and systematic instruction to students. And now that our students are at home, we still have this need to be able to share content with students, but be able to model a certain strategy or be able to explain a new concept. And so with WeVideo, you're able to record lessons, and we call these mini lessons. And the reason why the emphasis is on mini is because, again, we're in the time of remote learning, and we want to ensure that our videos are clear and concise. And we also, we don't know exactly what the situation is going to be like at home for our students. So we want to make sure that the videos are short enough to articulate the idea and the concept, but also in a way where students don't feel like it's going to take up a lot of time to be able to view the video. And they need to be able to see information chunked and really easy to digest portions. So that's why it's really important to do the mini lessons. I love the screencast feature because it allows, and you're seeing here, this is a math problem that I solved, and you can use any interactive whiteboard or digital whiteboard that you have. This is Jamboard you're seeing here, and you can record your screen and you're able to show your thinking, and then of course encourage your students to screencast and show their thinking. It can be a math problem, it could be a science experiment, it could be any literary text that they're reading. And that's why I love the fact too, Emily, that I don't have to go to another tool to do the screencast. Like, it's embedded right in the WeVideo platform. All right, well, let's now go to Andrew. Andrew's going to help us out today, and he's going to take us into the editor for the very first time and give you kind of a sneak peek. And if you are new to WeVideo, this would be really helpful because you'll be able to see the dashboard, and you'll be able to see how you would create your videos, and also be able to see your students and their accounts. So Andrew, I'm going to toss it over to you, my friend.
Sounds good. Thank you, Nathan. Once you switch it over to me, I'll be able to share my screen.
You got it. All right, it's all yours.
All right. Great. All right. Can you see my screen all right?
Yes.
Cool. All right. So Thank you for what you guys have talked about so far. So far, so good. So when you first log into your account, this is what you're going to see. Essentially, the dashboard is your home screen. And when you first log in, this is just kind of an idea of what you can expect to see. The recent edits is going to be recent projects that you're currently working on, and they're really easily accessible because right when you log in, they'll be there and you can just click on it. And based on the role you have, the tabs at the top will be different. So for example, I have the admin role. So as you can see, I have the templates and admin tab. Depending on what role you have, you may have different tabs. So for example, if you have the teacher role at the top, instead of templates and admin, you would see a groups tab. Your students would only see the first four. So students would see dashboard, projects, media, exports. And if you're the admin, then you have the admin tab. So if you log into your account and it looks different than what I see, it just means that you have a different role than me. And each of these tabs is just a way for you to navigate around your account. So the dashboard, as mentioned previously, this is just the home screen when you log in. It's easy access to either content you're already working on or if you want to create something. So at the top, you have an easy way to right away start to create a new video or a recording or start from a template. So whether you want to start from a brand new edit or something that you've already worked on, the dashboard is the easy access spot where you're going to be able to do that. Now, the projects tab, this is going to be the secret to your collaboration. So whenever you want to create a project with your students, this is where you're going to do that. And there's 3 different project types to know of. So when you click on the blue plus icon at the bottom right, you'll be prompted to select one of the different project types we have available. And they're all great in their own way. When you look at the actual aesthetic of what the project looks like, it'll be the same. The only difference is what's available to other users in the project. So for example, a personal project, that's only accessible to you. So there are no collaboration tools. And this is something that you would use for, let's say you want to make a morning announcement, or you have an assignment that you want to create instructions for. Personal project would be great because you don't really need to share it with anybody to collaborate on. Now, for example, let's say you want to have students work together on a project. You have a shared media folder where you want them all to use the same media and create a project. So that's where the collaborative and shared projects would come in. Now, the difference between collaborative and shared, it falls in how the students see the project. So just as an example, this is what the collaborative project looks like. And just to reiterate, this is what a personal, collaborative, and shared project looks like. The only difference is with the different project types, it's different accessibility to the project. So for example, this is a collaborative project. So it's not just me, there's other users in the project. As you can see in the created by column, there's student 1 account, student 2 account, teacher account. So all of these accounts, they're all in this project, but they can all collaborate together. So that means that student 1 account can go into this project and view student 2's account video. So they can hand off assignments to each other and work together and basically create a project together. So with a collaborative project, this is the perspective from the teacher. Now, in this other tab over here, if I go into that same project as a student, you'll notice that the view is the exact same. So with a collaborative project, everyone has the same view and everyone has the same access. Now, if I were to create a shared project, which is the 3rd type, this is how it would be different. So this, and it tells you on the right which project type it is. So when you click into it, you'll know. So that one that we were just in was collaborative, where everyone has the same access. Now this one, astronomy, is a shared project. So from my perspective, I see student 1 account, student 2 account, Andrew WeVideo, and I have access to everyone because I created the project and I'm the teacher. Now, if I were to sign in as the student, the project would look a little bit different. So you can see here that I would only see my own content, student 1 account. So I'll go back and forth. So same project, only because it's shared, it's a different view. So from the teacher's perspective, they see everyone's content, whereas from the student's perspective, they only see theirs. Now, the different types, it could be useful if you want collaborative, if you want everyone to see the other people's projects they're working on, or the finished versions, just so they have access to everything. Share would be more if you want it to be a centralized location for you to manage, but you don't necessarily want them working together. But both project types are very useful, and they all have their own use cases. Now, the media tab, this is where you're going to be adding media. So aside from the essentials library, which is the million media clips of stock footage that we provide, you're going to be wanting to use your own media. So this is how you can import that. So when you go to the media tab, at the bottom right will be a blue plus icon, and you'll see this pop up. So basically, this will just prompt you to select where you want to import from. Now you can either do it from your computer, or if you're, for example, on a Chromebook with no local storage, you can import from an external source. And you don't have to be on a Chromebook. You can import from an external source from any device. But with a Chromebook, for example, you're limited to external sources. So Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, and you just basically select the icon that you want to import from, and then you would sign into your account, and then any data that you import from there would be found in your media tab. And this tab right here, shared with everyone, this is a nice way to allow everyone in your organization have access to the same media. So any content that you add to My Media is accessible only by you. But if you add content to share with everyone, then anybody can access that folder and use that same content. Now this exports tab, this is where when you finish a video, it'll be found. So each video has its own export link. When you take a look at the top, you'll see this link. Each finished video has its own unique link. And basically, you have the option of sharing that if you want students to view it. And you just need to make sure that you change the privacy to be public. So these icons allow you to modify the finished video a little bit. So for example, if you want to share it to Google Classroom, or edit the name and description, change the privacy, download it to your device. So this is what you can expect to see when a video is finished. And if you want to share it, you can just share this link, and then your students can access it that way. And the final tab is the admin tab. This is very useful because it's how you're going to be managing your licenses and all the users in your organization. So again, if you're a teacher, you're not going to have the admin tab. You're going to have the groups tab, which is exactly what this section right here is. So the admin tab has access to members, settings, groups, and reports. And this is just ways to manage your organization. So for example, the members, this is where you can see everyone that's in your organization. And each of these is its own account. It tells you information such as name, email, date of activity, and storage used. And it's a great way for you to look into what each student is doing. So for example, you can click into a user to see their profile, and it gives you access to the videos they finished, the projects they're working on, the groups that they're a part of. And it's just a great way for you to keep track of what each student is doing. Now, managing the users, if you want to delete them, or if you want to assign a role, or if you want to just modify anything, you can click on these, and then you'll have these options at the top. And we have a lot of resources that give you more information about how to use the admin tab. But just to kind of quickly overview it, this is where you manage the licenses. And add members is how you're going to add more users. So we have 5 different options. All are great. It just depends on the kind of use case you have. The invite code and registration link, these are used for adding individuals users. So for example, if you just want to give it to a couple students or a handful of students or maybe one, the invite code and registration link is very convenient. It's a great way to do that. And sync with Google, sync with Office 365, import from CSV. These are all methods of adding bulk users. So for example, what you can do with sync with Google is connect your G Suite so that any user that is in an OU that you have can just click login with Google, and the single sign-on will automatically add them in. So that's a really convenient way as well. And we have documents that help you kind of figure out what's the best way for you. But just know that there are a lot of options for how you can add users. And depending on what's best for you, you can choose which ones works. Now, admin settings, this is where you can modify different permissions for users. So for example, let's say you don't want your students to be able to export to Facebook, but you want your teachers to have that ability, then you can toggle it on or off. And the permissions range from access to privacy settings, the ability to download, the ability to create a project. So it's just a way for you to customize exactly the kind of roles you want your users to have. So you can have it so that students have less permissions than teachers, and admins have the most. So it's just a great way for you to customize. And you can also right-click a role to duplicate it and create a new role. So if you want to have custom roles, then you have that option as well. And last but not least is the groups tab. So let's say you're a big district or you're a classroom and you just want to organize into smaller different groups. The groups is a great way to organize. So what you can do here when you click into it is based on the members inside, you can organize projects and finish videos, which are called exports, into one location. So for example, these 4 members that are in this Classroom 1 group, any projects they create would be in this tab, because you can create a project based on a group. And then once they finish it, it would be here. So it's just a way for you to organize your licenses. And if you have a lot of users, this just helps you organize based on classroom or, for example, based on assignment. And if you have any questions, you can always reach out to us on the support team. I'm on the support team, and we're always happy to help out in terms of getting your account up and running or managing existing accounts. And I'm going to pass it on back to Emily, and later on we will be doing questions. So if you have any questions about managing licenses, you can always feel free and I'll be able to answer that.
Excellent. Thank you, Andrew. And yes, just to reemphasize, I see your questions in the side in the chat window, and we will definitely get to your questions. But before we do, Emily is going to take us on a deep dive of the editor in WeVideo.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew and Nathan. So I will be showing you 4 videos that you can make. I'm going to show you the read aloud, the morning meeting, the virtual field trip, and book trailers / explainers. There's a lot of overlap there. So let's start with the read aloud. So when you get into your dashboard, you will see these templates, and there's a read aloud template. So if you click on that, it'll bring you into the editor that already is pre-populated. So let me show you what is already in here. There's a fun opening here, and you can edit the title and author's name. There's some placeholder clips here where you will remove those and put in your recording of you reading. And we have thinking stems here and prompts that help the student connect with the text, which you can also edit. And another one here, and you can of course do more, and also an ending. So to customize this for your own read aloud, we can start here with the title. So change it to whatever book you are reading. And here we can delete these clips because you'll put in your own, and you can record directly from WeVideo. So under My Media, there's a record button, and we can choose webcam because we just need the webcam for this. And you start recording, and you can pretend I'm reading a book here. I have a book and I'm done reading. Press stop. You can watch that again if you'd like, but if you're happy with it, you save it, and it's ready to go. And I'm going to position this right after my title. And in a real reading, it'll probably be much longer, so this would extend out, and then you can put your thinking stems peppered throughout. Let's say I recorded my whole read aloud in one go, but I want to pause and stop in between. I can clip it, so I can find where I want to split the clip, and I click that scissor icon, and let's say I wanted this thinking stem in between there, and now it'll play with me telling the story. There's a pause while you have these prompts, and then continuing on. Again, all of these text clips are editable, so you can go in there and customize the text to what you would like. Okay, so let's look at the second type of video that I'll show you, which is the morning meeting. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to select the morning meeting template. Okay. So I'll do a tour of what's in this template. We have 4 sections in here. The introduction, so this is like the first greeting to your students. The second section is about sharing. So there's a prompt like, what did you do this weekend? And then the teacher shares, and then the student shares. The third section is a morning activity. So this is something that the student can do along with the video. So in this example, it asks, what's your weather this morning? And the teacher shares, I'm feeling sunny because, and so on, and then encourages the student to share. And then the last section is the morning message. So this is a message to the students, getting them ready for the day and telling them any information that they need to know for the day. And this template has some nice music already chosen here on the bottom. Let me see if this plays okay over the internet. So hopefully you heard that okay, but you can choose to change out the music or any of these images that come in this template. And similarly to how I showed you in the read aloud template, you can delete the placeholder clips and put in your own video, how I showed you before. So you go to My Media, you go to Record, pick the webcam, and record your messages. Okay, I'm going to now show you the third video, which is the virtual field trip. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard, and I am going to show you first that I already have pulled up. So Google also has this arts and culture website, which is really awesome because here I have pulled up the Van Gogh Museum in the Netherlands. So we're going to take a field trip there. So let's say you are showing your students how to use the website, or it could be the student creating a virtual field trip at that museum. You can start here with this recording button. And it's going to ask if you want to record your webcam screen or screen and webcam. I'm going to choose the last one here to record both because I want to be able to talk through instructions and also record my screen. So I click next, and it has you pick your camera and your screen. So I'm picking my application window for the Van Gogh Museum, and it's telling me to get ready. So I'm going to go back to my museum screen here, and I'm talking to my students, showing them these pictures, how to use this site, and so on. And now I'm done, so I'm going to click stop sharing, and I'm going back to WeVideo. You see here it recorded my webcam and my screen. You can preview it, and when you're ready, click save. And you'll see that it is loading and it's ready here for you to edit further if you want to add titles or other text, other prompts. And you can see here that in the preview, you have the picture of the video of you talking, or me talking here in this case, and the background of the museum. Okay, now I will show you the fourth video. So let's go back to the dashboard. And let's start creating a video. So creating a video will take you to the editor. And let's say we're creating a book trailer on Romeo and Juliet. So in this first tab, Stock Media, you can search for various things. Let's search for Verona, Italy, and you can see there's a lot of clips here. I'll just pull some of these into the timeline. So it's really easy to use. You just drag them into your timeline here. And let me search for some more terms to see what comes up. So we need a balcony scene. And if you go to text, you can see there's a lot of options for different types of text. You can preview them. The previews show up here, but I'll just go with this one. And like I showed you in a previous video, you can click into those clips to edit the text. And transitions are things you put in between clips. So you can preview what the transitions look like, and they just go in between clips. Often with book trailers and explainer videos, students might do a voiceover and a narration. So if you go to My Media, you'll see Narrate. And if you click Preview while recording, the video will play as the voiceover is being recorded. So you click that button and you get a countdown. And so it's recording my voice right now, and I'm also able to look at what's on the screen. I'm going to press stop and add that to my timeline. And you'll see that it got placed where I had my playhead last, but I can move this to wherever I'd like. One more thing I'll show you, point out here is, so let's say you wanted some music. You can type in your search word and pick audio. So if you only wanted to hear the audio. So you can preview it and pull it into your timeline onto the audio tracks. This clip is a little bit long for what I have here. So to shorten clips, you can just drag on the end to shorten it. And also for audio, if you see this blue line here, you can add dots to this to create new points. And then let's say I want it to fade out there and then fade in the beginning. And let's say for some reason I want it to be quiet in the middle. I can bring down the audio there. When the video is finished, there's a button here that says finish. And when you press that, if you haven't titled it, you can title it. You pick a thumbnail and resolution, and if you have these destinations already connected, it could send it directly to Google Drive, YouTube, Dropbox, etc. And when you click export, it will render your video. And once this is finished, it will create a link that you can use to share with others if your privacy is set to public. Or you can download it, or it might already have gone to Google Drive if you've set it up that way. And that's it. These videos are pretty quick to make once you get a hang of it. And there's a lot more templates here that you can explore. And I think I will leave it at that and go to our next part, Nathan.
Yeah, absolutely. Emily, thank you so much. That was really insightful. And I have been monitoring the questions over here, and you already answered a few of the questions already. So thank you for the deep dive into the editor. So I will answer some of the questions that you have. And a lot of you have been asking about the recording. And yes, this is being recorded and this will live on the remote learning landing page. So if you missed any of this or you wanted to go back and review some of the information that you've seen today, you absolutely can do so. Just go to wevideo.com, click on education, and then remote learning, and then you'll find our recorded webinar. Also, there are some questions about will there be trainings for beginners? For those of you just getting started, and you might have some questions about how do you, find your students or how do you create a video. So you can go to our website, wevideo.com, go to education, and matter of fact, I will share my screen with you so you're able to see the web page. So if you click on remote learning, and you will be able to click on webinars, and we have a lot of webinars being offered for beginners and those who are just getting started with WeVideo. So feel free to register for a webinar. Also, I've seen some questions about how do you sign up. On our remote learning landing page, if you scroll down to resources and click on we're offering our product free, and you will see that you can sign up for this offer during the COVID crisis. So absolutely check out our landing page for remote learning. There's lots of other resources here. There's our academy, which is fantastic because there are demos and quick tips and videos that show you how to do anything that you're asking and wondering about with WeVideo. It is there. I've had a couple of questions about the support, and Andrew is a part of our support team, and their question was, how do I access the support team? All you have to do is email support@wevideo.com, and they're really quick to get back with you. And again, any question that you have or that you think of after this, feel free to email support. And it's just support@wevideo.com. There's a question about getting permission on the read alouds, and many publishers have offered the copyright for you to be able to read books and share books and create videos of their books until the summertime. So yes, follow all the publishers' guidelines for getting permission. It's really important part of the process. Emily, here's a question for you. Can I make my own template?
Yes, so if you are a owner of your WeVideo account, you can make your own template. If you are a member of it, currently you can't.
Got it.
But there is what you could do is if you create a video, you can duplicate it, and then that is kind of like a template. So, if you already have a structure that you like, just duplicate it and then delete out the parts that you're going to change out.
Awesome. Thank you. There's also a question about students being able to use their phones or tablets to edit WeVideo. The short answer to that is yes. We have a very easy app that you can download from the App Store. So if you have an iPhone or an iPad, also for Android. Emily, do you have anything else to add as far as the app goes, or with phones or mobile devices? We are device agnostic, right?
Yeah, the app is really easy to use. What I like to do is capture using my iPhone to capture media, do some quick edits in the app, and then if I want to get more detailed, I will pull it up onto the web app. But the app has a lot of features in there. The green screen you can do in the app. All of the 1 million pieces of stock content is in there. So there's so much you can do just on your phone.
Awesome. Yeah, I love how easy it is, so I don't have to worry about going back to my computer. Obviously, we showed a lot of examples today using our PC, but I love how easy it is to take my phone outside and just capture it directly into the editor itself. There's a question about project-based learning. How do you use WeVideo with PBL? And a great question. I love this question because I think that video creation inside of PBL is really powerful and really effective. And I've seen this being used in many ways. I've seen it being used to document the process. So if students are working through projects and they want to reflect on their learning, to me, there's no better way of reflecting on your learning than actually seeing the process unfold. So I've seen videos of students work throughout the process. And then the public audience piece, especially now with the pandemic and being in quarantine, you don't have that public audience anymore. And so now you would create your video and you could share it with your local community or your class or through your LMS. And so I think I see video creation being integrated in all parts of the PBL process. So thank you for your question. There's Emily, there's a question about, can you duplicate a video? Can you tackle that one for us?
Yeah, you can. If you right click on, I wonder if I should just show it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me quickly make myself the presenter. One moment.
No worries. And while you're, no, you did it. Okay, never mind. I was going to answer another question, but you're already here.
Cool. So if you go into your projects, whoops, I don't have any edits in that one. I think I do in these. So here's that video I just made. So when I right click onto it, there's all of these options, including duplicate. So I duplicate that and it made a copy for me. So I can continue editing that copy.
Awesome. While you're in the editor, while you're showing your screen, Emily, I thought I'd throw another question your way, if you don't mind. There's a question about how you fade in and fade out sound.
Cool. So let's open up this edit. So I did it on this one. So you can see these lines, these are audio levels. So here it's at 0%. So it's fading in. If I want a sharper fade in, I can move this around, or if I want it to really fade in over time, I can move it this way. So all you need to do to activate that is click on your audio clip. I can do it on this voiceover one too. So adding those dots creates points of the volume that you can adjust, and you just adjust those.
Awesome, thank you. There's also, while you're in the editor, there are some questions about, can a video previously created get transferred to WeVideo and add sounds?
What was the first part? Can a what video?
Yeah, a video that's been previously created. So if someone was outside or before they had signed up for WeVideo, they've already created a video, maybe they use a YouTube video. Can they get it transferred, so put into WeVideo's platform and then add sounds to it?
Yeah, so if you go to My Media, you can import media. So if it's directly from your computer, or if you have Google Drive or any of these destinations connected, you can bring that in. And let's just use this one as an example. Let's say I brought this one in from an external source. You just pull that into your timeline, and we'll get rid of these clips. You just pull that into wherever you want to put it, and then you can add sound. So whether that's a voiceover or you want to bring in different music, you can bring that in and edit your video.
Awesome, thank you. Hey, Andrew, we have a question for you. If we sign up for WeVideo, how do students access it? Do they need to sign up also at home?
Yeah, so if you have a WeVideo for School plan, basically the way it works is when you're in the admin members tab, what I was showing earlier with the 5 different ways of adding a user. So what you can do is provide either an invite code or registration link to your student, and then once they have their free account, they're logged in, they can just click apply code at the top left, and that's where they can paste the invite code. Or while signed in, they can just use the registration link. And if they don't even have an account, they can still use the registration link to just join with a new account.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew. Emily, a question for you. I have a video that I just want to use the audio for. Is that possible?
A video that you just want to use the audio for. Yes. So if you, I'll go back into this one. So let me clear out these things. Let's say you're using this video and I was talking on it. So if I just want to use that audio, and let's say you're making a podcast. So that's one popular type of project people will use WeVideo for. I'll just show you how you can add more audio tracks. So let's say I was actually recording a podcast and I just want the audio for that. I add other sound effects, and at the end I don't need a video, I just need an audio recording. So I click finish, I click audio only, and then when I export it, I get an MP4 file with just the audio.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily. We have some questions about resizing the webcam window after it's recorded. So the question is, thank you, Catherine. Can you resize your webcam window after you've recorded?
Yes, you can. So let me open up, I think it was in this video. So we automatically sized it, but you can change it. So I'm going to click in there. And if I want it bigger, if I want it in this corner or smaller, you can adjust that however you'd like.
Awesome. Andrew, can students be added from my Google Classroom roster?
No. So in terms of Google syncing, you can do the Google domain sync and sync with the OU, but for integration with Google Classroom right now, it's just exporting a finished video to Google Classroom.
Excellent. There are so many good questions, and unfortunately our time is up today. So what I want to say is that if you have more questions, again, we have the email address support@wevideo.com. Feel free to send us an email and we'll be happy to answer your questions. And again, this is going to be recorded and uploaded to our website. So you'll be able to go back and review the recorded webinar. There's also a question about joining a community. Maybe you've been on Twitter and you've seen everyone post like, I just got gold certified, or I just got silver certified, or bronze. How do I do that? How do I join a community? If you go to wevideo.com, click on education, there's a community at the very top. You just click on community and say join now, and you'll be able to join our community. And we have hundreds of educators that are in the community already sharing resources, already sharing ideas, and so we'd love to see you there. Thank you again for joining us. Thank you, Emily and Andrew. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of you share some amazing remote learning ideas and also videos from your students. So on behalf of everyone here at WeVideo, thank you so much, and we hope to stay connected with you. Bye.
Thanks, bye.